Alrighty, welcome back to The Devil in Detail, the Grendel reread podcast. I'm Eli.
I'm Ben, and we're back for another episode of that same podcast. I don't remember exactly which one it is.
It's
Eli,
the one! The
it's
Devil
the
in Detail.
It's the second issue of Homecoming. Pat McEown, Dave Cooper, Matt Wagner. This is a phenomenal comic book. Like, this is one of the best in the series so far. For me,
more dives into just the regular world of this, con era, Earth. You get to see high school kids hanging out in a flashback. You get to see kind of like a normal, maybe childhood.
All the things that we've said so many times. I really wonder what that looks like. This just delivers it. It sort of resolves some of the nags. It takes the art to new heights. There's some phenomenal panels, and really, when you boil it down, you can just read it. This could be your first Grendel book because it's about abusive relationships and power and society and friendship and love.
Yeah, you don't have to know the whole cycle to read these 3 issues. It's a story that will get you every time of love lost, that relationship, that person you meet maybe 20 years down the line. Where do those feelings go?
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, Eli.
Yes.
Tell us about the time that's elapsed. I know you have all kinds of surprises and tchotchkes and books.
Cool stuff to show. Well,
show off.
In not the Grendel news we want, but in some Grendel news, Abu shared many images of him in the Grendel costume. We've seen what it will look like in the show. I've had little conversations with this a director from the show via Instagram who I've contacted a few times. They've liked the cast, and I was like, it'd be fun to talk about this, and they're just like, I don't know what we can say yet. Let's just keep waiting. And I'm like, yes. That's just cool.
Like Sesame Street says, that's the power of yet. That's the name of one of my favorite Sesame Street bangers. That's all I listen to.
Bangers.
What else?
Okay, so I went home to Maryland, and I got another round of your childhood shit, or your childhood amazing stuff. I have my first ever comic, Eli and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, that I wrote about myself being a cartoonist, which was very interesting. I wrote in 5th grade. Okay, but I also got this other piece of my childhood. And I was just, what I usually do when I find these first prints of these books or something like that, I'll go to eBay, see what it's going for or something like that. Okay, so the book I have here, we all had. Where's Waldo?
Where's MF Waldo?
Right. And it was a UK book originally, right? But apparently the first US version, of which this is 1987, there's a certain Waldo scene, Ben, where they're on the beach. Here it is. Second.
And they're banging or something.
There is a nude bather, and there's a side boob, which got this original thing banned. It's right
so
here.
This pornographic children's book is worth a lot of money.
Not a lot, but it's 70 to $100. That's what I'm saying.
Because of that,
it's nothing. My mom was like, "That's bullshit." For the amount of stuff they show now, for this and that, it's I can't believe that would even do anything. But it's U.S.
And were you like, Mom, set up the sword? I'm gonna fall on it. We'll get this one solved.
Well, yes, exactly. I'll take care of this. Oh my god! I just thought
we'll buy all the copies. We'll pulp them. Don't.
Yes, we'll get them off the shelves. No, she actually thought it was crazy that it was banned. She was on that side. She was like, man, I don't know. And more Cosmic Lion books coming out, as always.
Wait, I thought there was some big thing you couldn't wait to show me. Where's your Mobius?
That was Where's Waldo. That was Where's Waldo.
That's very
I let you down now.
Show me the Mobius thing now.
God damn it.
Oh, right. Oh, that's so cool.
You gotta get on Mobius.fr, y'all. I'm not getting like some deal on some super expensive art This is just on his website to buy. Like, along with all these amazing books, t-shirts, man. I just every now and then like to go and just grab something. And that's this book that I was showing on Instagram. That's just his like insane.
Wait, what was the other thing you just had? Was that a print?
It's a wood. It's like wood. It's printed on wood.
What? Oh, I thought that was a book. Okay, I see.
Oh yeah, it's not a book.
And then that piece is in the book that you just showed off.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, terrific. That's great.
Terrific. Yeah. I'm sorry to let you down, Ben, and that my Where's Waldo juice wasn't juicy enough.
You never let me down.
Thank you, dude. All right.
Okay, great.
New Cosmic Lion coming up.
That's great. It looks very good.
All righty. So let's take it to the theme.
Let's do that. Let's do that now.
It's like the devil is my best friend. Hunter rose with the pen to the fork end, or till time end. Like Orion, Jupiter my kin, bloodline private. We control the whole shit. The wolf won't beef, then we feast off the rip. Behold the devil in detail. Behold the devil in detail.
All right, we are back. Thank you again to Laserdisc, Easy You Busy, and Manus. Easy You Busy just had his bachelor party at Super Nintendo World in Universal here. It was very fun.
Wow.
Yes, I was invited, but didn't make it because I was home. But anyway, it looked very fun. Manus went. They all had pink hats. So shout out to Easy You Busy and his new bride, Melissa.
This is part 2 of Homecoming. Disenchanted with bureaucratic life, Susan Verhagen has given up her imperial position and returned home. Her hope of recapturing the Grendel spirit is quickly squashed as she discovers that the town has been overrun by Orion's bastards, a gang of punks whose activities dishonor the Grendel name. It's not good. To make matters worse, Susan has been reunited with her lost love, Avril, who just happens to be the bastards' property. Great. Okay. And you love this tidbit in panel 1. I saw it and I said, Eli's gonna be all over that one. Easter eggs, baby.
Love it. The epicenter on this like holdout church that they're all holed up in, I guess is where the saying is. And it starts off, right where we left off. A woman. You guys were all defeated by a woman. Yes, of course that happens.
Yeah. What's this giant guy's name? He's a humongous man.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And the other guy's name is Sime or Sime, maybe, or Sime.
No, we got to hear that. See,
I think it's Sime.
I think it's Sime. Let's go with Sime. So yeah, he's like telling them the bad news that like everyone was beat up by Susan.
Yeah, the conflict was that they were trying to like taunt her while jacking her Vespa, her hover Vespa.
Right. And she beat up like 10 dudes in like the amazing finale in the last episode. Now, I do love this line from the big dude here. It sucks. We'll find it out. He says, but if you had seen, and he's like, shut your mouth before I shit in it, Sime. You disgust me. Great line. Shut your mouth before I shit in it.
Yeah, his name is Buster.
Beast. Oh yeah, Buster. Yeah,
Buster
he has a big long. Yeah.
Shut your. That's one of the best lines they
yes.
So I'm on page 2. The Dave Cooper in panels 2 and 3 is out of control. The thing that I want to point out and try to really look for, and I think will help us like level up a little bit, is if we pay attention to Dave Cooper's use of underpainting and how when dry is layered over wet, you can get like sort of richer, deeper effects. One of my favorite bits in this third panel is the cast shadow of Buster down the spiral staircase. So if you look inside the cast shadow, those bricks are still underlit. You can see the bottom still has a little bit of light coming through. He's just like very, very thoughtful with that colored pencil, just like Matt is on his mixed media work.
Yeah. Insane. And then panel 4 is like so vast. The depth, like
Yeah.
the way that each one of these little doorways or whatever, just absolutely insane. And
Yeah.
so here we see this like these I guess terrible people who are trying to be part of this terrible gang and getting into a terrible initiation.
What we learned, well, they don't look that terrible. They
They don't
look
look
like
terrible, but
they don't have any other options, and that's what
I
Avril
think
was
you're
going to
right.
tell us
Yeah, I'm sorry.
was her story. But the things are so bad. Avril reveals later on that there was a plant that closed down, and once that happened, this group, these bastards, just like took over and did the blood orgy and violence kicks and all this thing. And so it's just like he's basically saying, are you ready to be degraded beyond belief? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Like, why wouldn't we be? And that a nice Grendel tattoo. And that in of itself, nice on Grendel tattoo on you, Eli, as a compliment for you. It's
thank
on
you.
screen.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very weird.
Yeah, I guess, I said these terrible people, but maybe it is like they have no other choice. They need protection. They need to be something in this town. And it's like basically like joining the military, you're joining the gang, you're joining the Grendels.
Look at the acting. They're desensitized. They're just like,
they just look at each other and they're like, all right.
What's we gonna do? This is the best option here.
Dude, these tails going like from panel to panel.
Yeah.
So
all the lettering, this is the case for this assembly line is so strong. It's only been done this one time, and it works so good. Get the guy that's doing the finished artwork to letter, and you're gonna get some really, really nice stuff.
Yeah.
But Pat McEown's like, he does stuff with the camera where he puts the figures in perspective. It's a very nice bridge between like comics, adventure, pulp storytelling, and just something that's more natural.
Yeah. And gritty. Like you were getting that you're brought into this world. Like, and again, you're seeing like this like purple underneath where it says strip that adds a whole nother like
that's
goopy,
the underpainting. And then there's the yellow sitting on top of it.
God damn. All right, then we flash over to like an actual moment of beauty here where these two old lovers just spent some time and are like pretty psyched. It seems like as much as Susan can be psyched, she obviously is showing little emotion, but they're like, at least it seems like happy for a moment.
No, I think so. My favorite detail here is the way that Susan's sock is like kind of not really that is the natural stuff I was just talking about. You don't I mean, you might see it now in a modern book, or you might see it like if Kyle Baker's drawing Spider-Man like 40 years ago, he might bring a sense of humor to it, I think. But this series, especially the last issue, I mean, this series' willingness to depict its protagonists, its action protagonists as vulnerable is very, very consistent. As vulnerable or dorky or like
imperfect
deranged, all these things, off balance. I'm always making fun of like, the posing for the camera that's not there, but like there's so many panels where it looks like Grendel Prime's about to like trip over his own boots and all this stuff.
We're not getting that with these characters there. And I mean, she is just completely naked, chilling, like, and we see, this isn't like a normal comic book body either. This is like a real human body. Right. These are two real humans experiencing like a little good moment. Anyway,
and this, I realize that this is probably a lot of people's first exposure to queer literature.
Oh, true. Yeah.
It was probably one of mine. I read this when I was 20, 22, 23, I think.
There's like basically no
it's got that going for it too.
Yeah, no positive male characters in this story at all.
No, sure.
Yeah. So she's trying to get her to like talk about her life, and she's like, "Nah, dude, I'm not gonna do that." And she's commenting about the dreads, and then we continue, and then she opens up a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of before it's like there's a little bit of exposition going on, and it continues. But then they start doing these flashbacks, so it flows like just at the moment where like the info dump is like, all right, it's gonna be too much. It gives you a new element to sort of help it like move forward.
Mm-hmm.
The line that really spoke to me was the last one, lower left on page 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I confused love with duty. She's talking about how things went down with Crystal. I got ahead of myself. I apologize.
No, that's a great place. She's kind of just talking about a little bit about the lost time between this and like, I guess the story that they say at the end of the last issue, or the
that she found herself behind a desk
as a bureaucrat, which is never what she wanted to be. Yeah,
right. And there's a part here where she it might be later on where she compares herself to Prime, where she's like, I'd become soft. I was like, I was doing it for the approval of someone that didn't care about me, and
right.
I wasn't really a Grendel anymore anyway, and all this stuff.
Yeah. She was a little manipulator just like her mom. So
yeah.
Damn.
I am so haunted by this establishing shot of the exterior. It's really scary. There's no one there. Everything's been blasted into like radioactive ruin. No one's even sitting outside. And so my question is, are these apartments that people are renting? Is the building full? Is it a converted factory? Like, are they squatting? Are they the only ones? Is there ever a sense of safety and security in this world if Susan Berrigan's not there to protect you?
Wow.
I was
probably not for this class of people. It's like so separated. I bet you the rich are able to like pay for these secure places or something.
Still are the rich, it sounds like it shows them in high school.
Oh yeah,
just like Ho Chi Anderson. It's like the same kind of thing.
Right, because it has a semblance
students of like reality.
Yeah, exactly, of like our time.
Once we start flashing back, we can start commenting on that.
Yeah, so she's talking about that. Yeah, she gained weight, she felt weak, and unworthy of my Grendel status. It's a terrible way to feel. All right, so on the next page, we're on 6, and again, just like, beautiful coloring, the fade into flashback. Here's like where she sets up this next element of the story, which is like, do you remember that night we spent together?
But I would say that,
Go ahead.
I'd say that panel 1 is like one of the best panels I've ever seen.
It's so good, man.
It's so, it has so much like, I mean, it's got like that Edward Hopper energy.
It's so gritty, like noir.
And I really like Dave Cooper's like balloon shapes and his tail shapes. They're all varied, they're all irregular, they're all non-standard, and all way more expressive.
Yeah, the tips like don't touch. Like it doesn't come to that point at the end.
He'll do all different kinds of things. It's very very European approach.
Definitely.
Maybe he's a Canadian. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. So yeah, we see that it's kind of like, the waif and the girl jock. We flash back to this like kind of crew, and there's a group of them. They're kind of like out drinking. When you're a kid, you go drink like at the water tower, or we had like the cliffs. There's always like somewhere that's not someone's house. It's like outside. And then all of a sudden, everyone pairs off to go make out except for the waif and the girl jock.
Yeah, these like, you talked about this last week, the post-industrial landscapes with all the tubes and pipes and like the worn down, the yellow and red stripes. This wide one where they're sitting together for the first time on 7, another contender for just like Edward Hopper energy, just like normal people feeling their vibes in this environment.
Yeah.
So she comes on door, and they do kiss and they canoodle for a moment, and then as soon as they're discovered, she like gets her arm's length.
Right.
Hurtful.
Yeah. Very. That's the classic.
Shit.
Yeah. We've all felt that, or felt like from someone you're crushing on. They give you like a little something, and they're like, toss you away or something. And so it's like, as soon as that happened, she was just like kind of pissed off. And then they kind of went their separate ways, and they kind of like, look at on 9, the second panel, the shirt in the background, Sin, looks almost exactly like that devil from the newest Matt Groening show, Disenchantment.
Oh yeah, a little bit. This is one of those things where like Ho Chi Anderson, like there's a semblance of society, and we're finally getting to like, well,
right.
If there's like screen printed T-shirts that still exist,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like things can't be that bad if like if Sin has its own T-shirt.
Yes. Someone's making comics, or there's like cartoons still on the Con network.
Yeah. Or like how like her tracksuit, like this person's look at this. This is Dennis the Menace in the background. Oh shit.
Of which one?
Panel 1, that's the British Dennis the Menace.
With the stripes?
I think so. I don't know, or maybe I'm going crazy. But look, he's just wearing sneakers. He's wearing Sambas or whatever. Yeah. So, or she's wearing a tracksuit. So, like, companies
are out here making stuff.
It's not like people are wearing like stitching rags together, yet. Except in this town, where
exactly
sort of are.
Well, I mean, there must be these like suburbs of the burnout hellholes, like.
Yeah. Well, in these flashbacks, they look like they're between 16 and 22.
Yeah, I would guess high school still.
And so it sounds like I think she's in her mid-late 30s right now. Okay. Both characters.
Makes sense, yeah.
That's my guess, like between 32 and 37.
And Avril says that, like, it was one of the happiest moments of my life. She remembers being delirious with romance, feeling peaceful and secure. So, like, you have that kind of feeling taken away from you and used against you, basically, like in the same moment. It might change you for a long time, and leave you unable to like make these kind of commitments to people.
I really love this one. Yeah. I really love this one. I know, going back, last panel of page 8, where she's like lamenting how the group wasn't malicious, good-natured teasing, but still like the Grendel urge kind of like, kind of needled at her. This is another one where it's like, if you like it, this is not a panel in a superhero comic,
not at all,
but it's part of its DNA, like, is that, and the other part is this like artsy alternative mixed media approach. It's perfect.
Like, again, I feel like you can feel exactly where they're sitting, like you can exactly put yourself in there and just like feel these feelings, man.
He's very good with the camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what you're saying Dave is.
Yeah.
So then we're back on 9 and
Pat McEown.
Pat McEown, yeah.
Right, because he's doing all that staging.
He's doing the penciling, yeah. All right, back on 9, and we're back in the present, and we're getting like a little emotion. Susan's loosening up, and she's got her head in the pillow, and she's like, I'm such a loser. She's like punching a pillow here. And with a little more humor, she's like, yep, but now you have a chance to like make up for it, So they're kind of like remembering the fun they had. They just had fun, and now they're like, well, let's go. Let's like, but first,
You don't get second chances very often.
Right. All right, turning on to 10 here. All right, so then we're back in the den of the bastards den.
Yeah.
And we see these two young ladies, and they're, they've gone through it. They've gone through the initiation, I think. Yeah. And so the final thing that they do is he puts some Grendel, like a pill of Grendel, in his mouth and kisses it into their mouth as they're
he baby birds it into her mouth.
Yeah, baby birds it.
But when they kiss, there's compassion sort of in the kiss. There's some sort of, it's not like she's like panicking with her eyes bugged out.
Right. Because now this is like this is their leader. They're part of this organization, and here's like the guy that you're like almost praying to, that you were like I serve you is like kissing you. So yeah, you're gonna be
You have
like,
to make
this is it.
you have to note the parallel or shout out or homage to Akira.
Oh yeah.
I mean this. I mean, look, he's sitting in that square throne. That's the book right here. The cover of one of these books.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right here. It's the same composition. Okay, great. But
Great.
I gotta tell you, in terms of the natural indie film story about people and their feelings, this insert of the foot of the bathtub and the puddle on the floor is sublime.
Yes. Yes. We're getting like a romantic comedy type of just fun little scene, like stop, you're tickling. We never see that type of joy in Grendel. You
Maybe
don't really get it.
with Stacy and some of the black, white, and red shorts is where
Yes, a bit
that
of
comes out a
whimsy.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just this tenderness. So she's on she's not on a drug. She's not on Grendel. She's on Euphoria.
All right.
She's on Euphoria. And here come the Bernieisms and the steam. Oh boy.
Oh my God. That last
Boy,
panel.
Dave Cooper. Yeah,
we love that stuff, man.
Those fall through. And so she's asking about the drug use, and then she reveals, Avril reveals that she's joined the bastards, and everything is terrible. This is not good.
We're on 12, and that's when the peaceful moment, all the peace that they'll get comes to an end, and they start a little bit of battling, judgment, and she tells kind of like her story, her info dump.
Yeah. This on so my only gripe about the art in this entire book is first of all, I wish I could get more of the story about the tattoos. I don't think we're going to.
Yeah.
But I love her leg hair. That's really great.
Yeah.
She has a nose ring. She has a stud in her nose.
I think so, yeah.
There are some panels where it's like kind of hard to read.
Like it's not they color it white.
And that tiny quibble is my only complaint about this entire book. That sometimes her nose stud is the same color as her flesh.
Yeah. Well, if that's the only problem, then
otherwise, perfect book.
All right, so the next page, she continues and she just like breaks down. I'm a prisoner, there's no getting out. It's like, that's it. And she's like, oh, there is getting out with me. Let's go. And
Let's go.
Like, no, you can't do that. Like, it's almost like shoot. Not Almost Famous. What's the Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette Tarantino movie that he wrote?
Oh, True Romance.
True Romance, right, where he falls in love.
Oh yeah.
With kind of is. Yeah. And he's like, we're getting out, and they're like, you're not. You can't. Oh, Drexel. No, wait, is it Drexel that what's his name? Gary Oldman plays in that, where he's like got the dreads? Great.
Yeah, he's great crazy. Film. This I want to talk about the last panel 14. First of all, look at Dave Cooper
14 or 13.
I'm on 14 already.
Oh, okay, all right, here we go. 14. Yep, we got there story wise.
It keeps going. They're scared. She admits she loves
it. She's like, Avril, what the fuck?
Yeah, the tension breaks of them shouting at each other and freaking out when she says, I love you. But the Dave Cooper on this last panel, look at the orange. Okay, so it's orange over purple.
Yeah.
So these colors should just turn to mud, but there is a point where like when it fades, where like under someone else's hand it turns brown, but he somehow makes this work.
Yeah.
And he's always doing these little blushes with the layers of color where it's very, very, very appealing. They love each other. They're going to go on this adventure.
All right. So again, just they get excited to have it. And then here's another one of these very film-esque, really great moving of the scenes. They're talking, and we kind of zoom into this whole slats in the drywall or the wall.
Yeah.
And then we see the bastards on the other side. Sorry, I love this dude's outfit. Well, we got Michael Stipe up here on with the camera, and then we got this amazing Grendel shirt. Like, I want that Grendel shirt.
with the high-waisted
Love it.
plaid waders. Interesting.
Ugh,
And the eye
love
patch.
it. Good.
Yeah.
I like his style.
Get Buster down here quick. Oh God, they're so terrible.
Fuck, man. This sucks. This is rough.
It's like I mean, the thing is, it's like it's not. You don't have to wait. Just turn the page, look at the spread. It goes there instantly. It doesn't build tension. It just goes.
Yeah. So 16 and 17. I'll just have both pages up right now. It's just like he comes in. He's like, "Heard you're trying to fly, little bird," and it just gets crazy from there.
He's an abusive pimp.
Yeah. Obviously a bit mutated from the old nuclear fallout and stuff. Maybe part vampire, hybrid mutant kind of thing. Though again, like you say, we know that there's these types of things that exist in this world. There's all type of supernatural.
Oh yeah. Oh, things. Maybe he's some lesser type of uber creature.
Right, exactly.
Well, because where all these blue people come from. Actually, this is the first blue person. There's going to be more blue people later.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It's in the Devil's Quest.
That's right.
They have big. They are the Sigma males with the giant dicks.
Yeah,
it all tracks.
It's all this world is just moving out, and we're seeing that there's all these mutations.
Dave Cooper's background on the last panel of 16 is.
Oh man,
is so good. I can't get enough.
The amount of amazing painted backgrounds, like because I was just thinking all the shit Joe Matt did too, like really makes this comic from start to finish so interesting and just
I mean I think looks like this is all painted on one board, I guess, lightly penciled.
Yeah,
Joe and Bernie are working blue line. It's a whole
different thing.
You got to wrangle all that the whole process.
Yeah,
he really goes there. He hits her dead on, screams junkie whore. I own the blood in your veins. Oh
okay, wait a second. Wait, where did Susan went to get some supplies. Never do that, Susan.
There's no need. Yeah, she's done.
Do that.
Weren't you the head of security?
Right. Just bring her with you. Just get all the stuff and hit that on the way out of town.
She's so distracted by having something in her life that she cares about again that she's not thinking distracted. Clearly. Yeah, man. All right, so blah blah blah. He says some good stuff here. Yeah. There is no beauty beyond Grendel. He's gonna mess up her face and all this stuff. And then she says, "You're a coward," and Susan has a bigger cock than you, and all this stuff.
Yeah, and we know he's a major Grendel junkie too. So maybe that's what. All right, so then on 18, we see Susan pulling back up to the warehouse. Another insane establishing shot of that apartment complex.
It looks like a factory.
Oh yeah, well, it's an apartment of flop houses. Like you said, it's got to be what it is.
The second panel is Dave Cooper on that wall. In the second panel, that's one of his best.
The colored pencil work, like you said, just amazing.
Yeah, like the white. See how he catches the bottom of all those like cracked, all the sections of
That's and does some like wiggles and some outlines and stuff with that white. Mm-hmm. Really, and then the immediate change from the inside, from her happiness that is so fleeting to bam, we're inside, things are blue, dark, and she says, "Oh fuck." Avril runs up, kicks one of that cooks, like, was that her helmet? Oh, throws her helmet down. Yeah, and then she just sees,
she drops it. She's all messed up, and she like dies in her arms on the next page.
I love her face. Sorry, panel 2 on 19. The acting just insane.
Yeah, very, very relatable expression for sure.
Yeah. And they kind of say these goodbyes, and she's just, "Oh, motherfuckers, those motherfuckers,"
Dave Cooper on the lettering in panel 4 when she's like doing the death rattle, and he shifts the color up.
So sick,
so thoughtful.
Yeah, and I mean, as terrible as it is to look at the work on the bruises, the face, and all that, the lines, it's really well done.
The forms on the bruises are very well defined.
It's really interesting because Tanisha used to do makeup for film and stuff like that. And so one thing she would do is practice bruises, and it was like very artful. She would have these photos. She bruises easy, so she would like always have like a bruise or something, but she would paint these bruises on, and it's an interesting art. She would do really well. It's pretty cool. Something you don't think about in like film and TV and stuff. Somebody's got to make those bruises. All right, so in the 3-act structure, set up, the inciting incident, and then we have the conclusion coming up. So we're ready for it. Yeah, Susan with a tear in her eye, vows revenge.
I think that we want revenge as much as she does.
Absolutely.
It's a very, very effective way to. I'm not crazy about like another revenge story. I've seen several of those stories, and there's a bunch I haven't seen, but like John Wick wants his dog.
Yeah.
Okay. All that. This like is real. Like we've been through a lot. We've been through 10 years of this character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we've seen this, and she's due for a killing.
And all these stories. I mean, it's just brought up so much more too by how beautiful the art and lettering and every single thing that they did on this book. And damn, dude, we get into the Babylon Crash Part 2, the other stuff, and we're gonna get to it later. It's part of Devil Quest, sorry. But this features one of Matt's most interesting page layouts. Something I think he spoke of in the 100th episode, where like in order to read it, you're literally moving your book like this. Just going. Really well done.
It's a puzzle to figure out.
Yeah. Great job, man.
One of his best.
And Dave and everything. Do you want to go through? We saw some fun stuff in the back last time. Diana's good reads. We got the Batman animated series comic. Interesting.
I know that's a Bat Family.
Oh, yes, Bat Family. Well, it's still like
Matt's comment is that it takes characters that other people are embarrassed to use and makes them sing.
Makes them sing. All right, so this isn't the one that has Chris, but that will be the next one. Chris Pitzer. I didn't get into the letters column. They got the ads. Now this is a cool graphic for Grendel Prime.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not from the book.
That's for a trade collection.
Yeah. There's a darkness in every one of us. In a few of us, there's pure evil.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at this. This is a fun ad. Give creativity back to those who create. Creator-owned comics from Dark Horse. That's cool. Good job. And Devil Quest. All right, y'all. That's another fun ep. Another fun-ish Grendel Tales. Anything else you want to say on these issues? We're excited to get back into it.
I can only say it's the best book ever made so many times.
I agree. It's so beautiful.
There's going to be, as we go through Grendel Tales, I'm going to be having that attitude another 20 times, another 20 episodes where it's just like, what, like something I can say. It's a fantastic book.
Yeah, they each had, these 4 issues to really make something absolutely mesmerizing, and so it's a lot different than if we were just reading some book consecutively, where like they might not care a ton. And so, we have these guys, these masters who have these 4 issues to just knock it out of the freaking park, and they do.
3 issues. Thank you, masters.
Oh yeah, for this one. Yeah. All right. So until next time, Vivat Grendel.
You keep on Grendeling, friends. Keep on. Don't stop Grendeling ever. Don't stop Grendeling. Thank you.
Yeah.